store it in the refrigerator overnight. If we were to roll it out right now without not refrigerating it, it would just crumble and fall apart. It'd be very, very difficult to work with. Okay, this is day 2 of your lab. Yesterday you prepared your dough. Today I'm going to show you how to roll it out. Okay, so first what you're going to do is you're going to take your dough out. You're not going to knead it or touch it a lot. The less handling, the better your finished product will be. What you're going to do is you're going to clean your work surface. You don't want any liquid on it or anything like that. You're going to take just a little bit of your flour, okay? I see students, they come up and they take this big heap of dough. The flour is going to dry out your pie dough, and you don't want that. So just a little. Then what you're going to want to do is you roll this back and forth. Again, I see kids dump it in and they just coat this. You only need a little, slightly coat it, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to take your dough, you're going to take your dough divider and divide it in half. You work with all the dough at once, it's just going to crumble and fall apart. So you want to work with it in small portions. Flatten this with your hand, little flour on each side, not a lot, and then you're going to take your rolling pin and you're going to lightly roll. Not like pushing it with all your force. That's not going to make a good pie crust or a good pie cookie, which is essentially what you're doing. You're going to roll this out to be about 1/8 of an inch, just like so, back and forth, so it's even. Just like so. Your teacher will put out several cookie cutters. You can use whatever you want. If you don't want to use a cookie cutter, you can make your own hand-drawn designs, whatever you want to be. Be artistic, okay? You're going to cut these out just like you would if you were making like sugar cookies. Okay, you're going to remove this. I like to take my straight edge spatula. If you try to take it up with your hand, it might ruin your cookie. And you're going to take it like that. And I already have some prepared. You don't have to, I'm doing all flowers or daisies. You could do daisies, flowers, hearts. You can do several. Or you can just make one big flat piece. Okay, so I have several of these cookies done. Okay. I'm just going to put this off to the side for now. And then what I'm going to do is, because when you're assembling this on the last day when you eat it, on top of having these pie cookies, you're also going to have a filling. And then you're going to focus on presentation, and you're going to layer it, almost like a fruit and yogurt parfait, but you're using pie filling and the pie crust. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll this out, because I want some crunch of my layering, and it doesn't matter if I do fun shapes for that, because I'm just going to chop this up when it's cooked to be my crumbs. So I'm just going to roll this out and cook like so. The reason I wouldn't put it in like a big ball is because it's going to be mushy in the center. Okay. Now this is ready to go into the oven, and you're going to bake this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. You want to make sure you're looking at it at about the halfway mark to see if it's, you just want it light golden brown. You don't want them dark brown or anything like that. Light golden brown. So I'm going to set it for about 10 minutes, give or take. And then you're going to want to look at it at 5 minutes. So make sure one partner is cleaning, the other partner is washing. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make one of the fillings that you have the option of making. There are 2 recipes for fillings. There's the one with the pitted fruits, and then there's the one with the berries. I'm going to start by showing you the one with the berries. Okay, when you're measuring this, you're going to be using the scale. Now, to use the scale, there's an electronic one, or this one is battery operated. You can measure. You want to measure this in ounces. Just as a recall, there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. Okay, and we're going to be measuring our blueberries in ounces. In the recipe, it is in pounds, but if you can convert, knowing that 1 pound equals 16 ounces, then it will be easy for you to do that. Okay, so I'm going to measure my blueberries, and I need 3/4 of a pound, so that's equivalent to 12 ounces. Okay, so I need to put something to hold my berries in. So I'm just going to Put it on here, but it's coming in at a weight. When I weigh this, I don't want the weight of the bowl with the weight of the berries. So you need to zero this out, and now it's saying that nothing is on my scale. Okay, you need it to do that, or else you're going to have an inaccurate measurement. So I need 12 ounces of my berries, and I've already washed these. Okay, so right now I'm at 10.3 ounces. And I add a little more. Okay, now I'm at 11. Magic number is 12. 11 and a half. Okay, so I have, I want it to be right. Okay, we're right at 12 ounces. Okay? I'm going to take this off, turn my scale off, and then let the next person use it. Okay? Next, we're going to add in 1/3 cup of our sugar. Just like so. Level it out. Okay, put this right in. And then we need 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. In your recipe it says to freshly squeeze. For the purpose of this demo, I'm just using store-bought lemon juice. You'll cut your lemon in half and then squeeze it and measure. Need 1 teaspoon. This is just going to add a little zest and help preserve the blueberries. And then you are going to take your fork and you are going to mash your sugar, lemon juice, and berries. And combine the sugar with the berries. Okay, just like so, a light purple color. It doesn't have to be perfectly mashed because once you're going to be cooking this and it will break down more of the molecules in the blueberries. Okay, so we're at mashed, somewhat whole. Okay, next we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of quick tapioca, just like so. This is just your thickener. This is going to thicken the filling. This is very common in all pie recipes, pie filling recipes. Mix that in. Mix it again. Just like so. Mash a little more. And then you're going to let this sit and set it aside. Next, when that's sitting aside, you're going to use your induction burner if you are one of the lucky groups to get one. If not, you're on the range. Remember, if you're working on the range, it's a little bit of a higher heat, so you're going to have to be careful. Okay? We're going to set this on. You're going to want it at about a 4. And you're going to melt your butter. You need 1.5 teaspoons. So what I would do is I would come up, I would cut my, this is very soft, a tablespoon. And then to get an accurate measurement, I'm going to use my measuring spoons. Some students would say, well, I know half of a tablespoon is 1.5, I could just cut that in half because 1.5 teaspoons is equivalent, but you never know, and we want to be very precise. I'm going to stop for 1 second, and I'm going to take out our pie cookies, stop our timer. They're still very light. We want them to have a golden brown edge. So I would say probably about 2 more minutes.